Let's fucking go.
Everybody, welcome to the Comic and Movie Show. My name is Deshaun, and today I'm here to talk about the big Green Lantern news that came out just the other day of Aaron, I think his name is Pierre, I believe Aaron Pierre has been cast as John Stewart. Kyle Chandler has also been cast as Hal Jordan, and the plans for this Green Lantern series that will be on Max is coming into shape. You know what I mean? So this Green Lantern series, not unlike the Blade movie for Marvel, has been a long time in the making. They announced Green Lantern, the series Green Lantern, they announced that they were working on a Green Lantern series back when HBO Max first came out, and that was some time ago now. So this Green Lantern series, actually, even before they announced HBO Max, they were talking about doing a Green Lantern series. So this series has been in the making for the better part of 5 years, and it has been so many casting choices, so many people who we thought might be cast, so many just renditions of what it was gonna be. You know, there was a version of this where they weren't gonna use Hal Jordan and John Stewart. There's a version that, like, there was conversation about Tom Cruise coming in, like Tom Cruise was about to do what The Rock was trying to do with Black Adam, and Tom Cruise is gonna come in, take over the whole damn project. Like, there was so many conversations around this Green Lantern project. But all we know is it was gonna be a show, because unfortunately that movie, Ryan Reynolds' Green Lantern movie, was just so bad that it's just left a bad taste in everyone's mouth. And obviously to this day, Ryan Reynolds still makes fun of it. And actually, funny enough, there was just a rumor that came out just the other day, before this announcement, that the reason Warner Discovery has been having such a hard time pinning down someone who they want is because of the because of the perception of the character. Like, you gotta understand, Green Lantern, it used to be Aquaman. Aquaman was the funny character to make fun of. Aquaman was the funny character that, like, wasn't taken seriously. Aquaman was the character who'd be in the jokes and Family Guy and stuff. Lately, that's kind of become, after that Ryan Reynolds movie, because it was one of the worst comic book films of all time, after that movie, and Ryan Reynolds continually making fun of himself for choosing to do said movie, Green Lantern has taken a massive public hit in terms of the DC characters that you think of as a major, as a big character. Because you think about this, Green Lantern is one of the OG Justice League members. He's right there with Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, The Flash, and Aquaman. And yet, he's the only one who's not getting a movie. This new DC universe is popping off. And, like, I'm happy, I'm excited, to have a longer form. I think, all disclosure, if we could get movie quality budget for a lengthier storytelling without completely exploding the budget, I want most projects to be shows. Like, if I could get like a 6-parter Spider-Man show with Tom Holland and the budget and whatnot, I would dig that. But unfortunately, for the most part, we can't really do that. So, but still, a character of Green Lantern status should be on the big screen, but because his perception is taking such a major hit over the last decade, he's just not what he used to be. He doesn't represent what he used to be, hence why it's going to be a show. Also, like I say, this thing has been in development for 5 years. They've gone through so many different renditions, but finally, once James Gunn came on board, thankfully, they hadn't started anything yet. It was just like they were just choosing directions they want to go. They hadn't finished finalizing any scripts. They hadn't finalized any casting. They were just like shooting what they think they wanted to do. So thankfully, nothing's gotten too far ahead that they can't wrangle it together and figure out what they want to do. So now the rumor is that this is gonna be essentially a buddy cop movie. So, and Hal Jordan is gonna already be a legendary Green Lantern, because James Gunn is doing this thing which I'm nervous about. It's the one part of his plan that I am insanely nervous about, because he's gonna do this thing. He's gonna do this is already happening. Like, this world with, like, everything was already, like, you know, in motion, and you're just coming into it. It's not gonna be the MCU style of just slowly introducing characters, slowly connecting characters, and, you know, if characters have passed, you figure that out later. You know, slowly unveiling this universe to the audience. No, James Gunn's going the complete opposite direction, because it's already been described that this version of Hal Jordan will already be a legendary Green Lantern, which means he's already a veteran. He's already been Green Lantern for some time. He's already thought of as a badass. And John Stewart is going to be our eyes into this world. Now, John Stewart, he kind of replaced Hal Jordan for a little bit in the comics. Obviously, if you guys saw Justice League and Justice League Unlimited, he kind of is the Green Lantern for a lot of people. For me, I grew up, I didn't even know Hal Jordan was the main Green Lantern when I grew up. When I was growing up, John Stewart was my Green Lantern. He was that guy, you know, this military guy with this authoritative voice. Like I said, he was my Green Lantern. But like later on, you hear about Hal Jordan, and you know, Hal Jordan's a little bit more sometimes like Star-Lord-ish in terms of his cavalierness, his fearlessness and whatnot, while John is a military man, so he's like, you know, kind of by the book. I'm curious how they're gonna play John, because sometimes John can be a little bit stale. Like, just because, like I say, he's got a little bit of that Captain America-esque, like, by the book nature to him. Now he's got his own type of because he's usually the most authoritative guy in the room, unless unless Batman's in the room or some shit. But I digress. So they're gonna play it like a buddy cop movie, and I'm hearing that most of it is gonna take place on Earth, which obviously makes sense because that's a massive budget. But I hope a good chunk of it takes place in space, because the coolest aspect, because from my personal opinion, I've always thought the Green Lantern characters were cool. Sure, if you ever watched any of the death battles, if you ever look at some of their powers, you're like, this is fucking batshit crazy. But I've always thought the Green Lantern characters were cool. I love the idea of intergalactic space cops, intergalactic superhero space cops. That's really cool. Obviously, Marvel did something similar to that with the Nova Corps, but the Green Lantern Corps they're just so cool. Their history is cool. And for the God's sake, I have to see Atrocious on the big screen. Just for my best friend Seth's sake. My best friend Seth has been waiting his entire life to see Atrocious on the big screen. I've been waiting to see Atrocious on the big screen. The Red Lantern Corps, I have been waiting for that shit, dude. And I want to see all the other Lantern Corps. I want to see the the one Orange Lantern Corps. I want to see the yellow. I want a good version of Sinestro, man. They set up Sinestro at the end of that other one, but we never got to it. And Mark Strong would have been a great Sinestro. That's who I'm looking for. But unfortunately, I am curious though how they're gonna play this, because is Sinestro just gonna already exist? I'm assuming. I'm assuming Atrocious, like, he's already fought Atrocious. Like, that's the problem with doing the whole world's already been done thing, is, like, you can't really, like, it's like, cool, I wish I could have got introduced to these characters a little bit, you know what I mean? Like, it'd have been weird watching Thor after Loki was already, like, it's so much assuming that people know this history, you know what I mean? It'd have been weird watching Thor, and, like, Thor's already with Jane, and he's already, like, on Earth, and he already had a fight with Loki and everything. Loki's already his bad guy. Like, the setup to that was cool. So, I am curious. Like I say, I haven't seen anything yet. None of us have seen anything yet. Like, James Gunn has all these plans, and the Superman movie looks like it's going to be good, but we don't know. No one's seen anything yet. No one's seen any footage. No one knows how well this is going to connect. We don't really know. So, I'm kind of I'm still a little nervous about this, because from a lot of the descriptions of this movie, of the show, it's going to just be that. It's going to be like Hal Jordan and all this shit. Hal Jordan has already gone on all his adventures, and it's just like, that's it. So I'm nervous. But I'll give them the benefit of the doubt on this. After all, James Gunn's already done a Max show, personally, which was Peacemaker, and that worked out great. So I'm excited about this. Aaron Pierre himself, Rebel Ridge, I love them in that. He was great. He stood out in that. And, like, I feel like everyone after that movie, we all kind of universally went, if they're gonna cast a John Stewart, I think this is somebody you should look at. Not that there wasn't other people, but we were kind of like, okay, I think this is someone you should definitely look at. He's got a presence to him. He already carries himself like a military man in that movie. It's not too hard to see him translating that to being Hal Jordan. I'm curious to how they're gonna play it. I'm curious of how they're gonna play Hal Jordan and John Stewart's relationship. I get a feeling it's gonna be a little bit of like I said, it's gonna be their relationship's gonna be it's gonna harken back to a lot buddy cop movies of old. I think they're gonna give John a little bit more of a sense of humor. At least I think they're going to do that. I'm not sure. But anyway, I'm excited for this casting decision. This guy is on the come up. I hope this blows up for him. I hope this show is awesome because I really do dig the Green Lanterns. I dig they have some of the most interesting and coolest villains. The Darkest Night. He has one of the greatest all-time stories in comic book history in The Darkest Night. Well, yeah, is it The Darkest Night? I can always forget the name of that one. You know, with the white lanterns and the black lanterns. Like, there's so much cool shit they can do with Green Lantern that hasn't been done, and there's so much shit to do. Which is the exciting thing about DC in general. It's like, unlike Marvel, because Marvel's pretty much done almost everything, every major comic book thing they can do. Even Sony and Fox have done. So I mean, Fox has done the Phoenix saga. Sony has done, you know, Venom, and they've done like the Sinister. It's just like almost every major Marvel story that can be done has sort of already been touched upon or done. Whereas DC still has so many stories they haven't been able to put the big screen because they just haven't been able to put the shit together long enough to put those stories on the big screen. So there's some major stories, especially with the Green Lantern character, that just hasn't been seen. There are villains that I just that are like Atrocious. I really want to see Atrocious. But anyways, thank you guys for watching the Comic Game Movie Show. Please remember to like and subscribe and comment below. Are you excited for this Green Lantern casting? And are you excited for the show? Comment below and let me know. Thank you guys for watching the Comic Game Movie Show again. See you on the next one. Goodbye.